Well, hey YouTube! So today, guys, we're back here with another review, and today we have a review here. This is called the Spedal Bone Conduction headphones here. So I've heard so much about this trend. I've seen Review Tech USA. He's been reviewing this product, this category, a bunch recently, and also you have Unbox Therapy. Those guys have been really talking a lot about this category here. And this is my first time actually getting to review one of these items here, as you guys can see here. So I'm really hyped for this review, guys. So let me tell you some of the features here. Ultra bass effect, cool and light design, phone cost supporting, lithium battery, and all that great stuff here. So nothing sounds too crazy yet. I don't know a lot about the technology yet. So here's the actual box here. We're gonna have to find out what this is all about. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped here. On the back here, here's the back of the box here. Just some information that could be useful to you, but nothing too crazy here. So let me pull this thing out here. So I'm going to get to the headphones last. What we have in here, let's see here. You have a little strap here. You have a strap you can use to make sure these things don't fall out. Not too useful here. And we do have the complementary micro USB cable here. These pins here are very sharp. What that tells me is this is a pretty high quality cable for charging. So very useful here. And we do have an instruction manual here. Nothing too crazy at all. But hey, it's good to see this stuff, you know, I never take it for granted. Never do. So, here are the actual headphones here. Let's take a close look at them here. I have never reviewed bone conduction headphones. I'm kinda nervous here. Not nervous, I'm very intrigued by this technology. So the way this works is you're not only supposed to put this in your ears, you're supposed to put it like next to your ear. Before I put these things on, I'm gonna double check the instructions. But this is a very interesting concept here. On the inside here, it says, you see that? It says ear, you see that? It says like ear shield for sports. So apparently this is used for sports or something like that. So I'm gonna get the Bluetooth going here. That should be pretty simple. It's never too complicated. I'm just looking for the power button. I do not see a power button, guys. So give me one moment and let me figure out exactly how this thing works. We are back here, guys. So the product here is now installed. I made sure the Bluetooth worked. You know, one thing you should know: if you don't put the product over here, but then you're just holding it in your hand, you're not gonna hear it say Bluetooth mode on. So you really have to make sure you put these things on your ears before you start connecting them, because you're not gonna hear it. It's a weird concept. Because what you want to do is you want to hold down the power/play button for about 5 seconds. It's gonna tell you power is on. The next step is wait another couple seconds. Make sure you keep holding it down. It says pairing mode activated. And once you do that, then you simply gotta go into your phone settings here and you gotta connect it via Bluetooth here. So we are now done with that process. And my first impressions here is I do think this technology is really cool. It's a very unique concept, but I can tell you now, there's definitely some work that needs to be done in this industry. There's no way for me to extend the size of the headphone, which means it's kind of, if you see what I'm doing right here, it's kind of squeezing against my head. I didn't see any way for me to pull it out. Like, let me take them off for a moment here. There's no way for me to really pull them out here, as you can see, and that's kind of an issue. I do need to work on that in the future. Yeah, there's no way for me to push it out, so it's kind of an uncomfortable fit, you know, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks here. So let's get some music going here. The first impressions of the music are unconclusive. I do need to hear some more songs here to get me to get a real opinion here, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna check out Dr. Rock's Frontier. Let's check out Frontier. Here we go. Oh, my bad, that's the wrong one. Let me try Frontier. Here we go. So I don't know if you guys can hear what I'm doing right now. You probably can't. So yeah, the actual music quality could use some work. It's not that detailed, right? It's interesting. It's bassy. There's definitely some bass boost in here, which is fine. I don't have a problem with bass boost. It's just not the most detailed thing I've ever heard. I mean, this is new technology, and that's what I come to expect. You know, bugs and imperfections. But yeah, vocal clarity and music quality is not. It's not great. It's not horrible per se, but it's nothing special. And I do think it's not for everyone. So I'm gonna go on YouTube here. I'm gonna play some actual songs here with lyrics here. Remember that, guys? Remember that song I played last time? That Rocket League song, that royalty-free, that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play that song. It has lyrics here. It's really gonna give me a good idea of how this thing sounds with, you know, lyrics and all that great stuff, you know. So I do want to test. Before we do that, I do want to test sound bleed out here. So let's pull it out here. So I can definitely, you guys, you can definitely hear it. So you could definitely hear it from a distance, which is great. I'm glad you can. I do wish it was louder from a distance, but it's still possible. It's really weird because this thing, like, it like shakes. Remember, this is bone conduction, so it like shakes, and that's how it projects volume waves. It's a really interesting concept. It's really hard for me to explain. You really have to try it to understand what I'm saying, but it's a very interesting concept, guys. Now, give me one moment here. Let me get the song I'm talking about, and we're gonna see how it sounds here. Just give me 1 second. We're back here, guys. So I found the song here, and lower the volume for me a bit. It's called "Light Me Up." This is in Rocket League. This is a song I used last time here, and it's in collaboration with Dr. Vox, or Argo Fox. That's his name, and it's a fantastic song. So give me a second here. Let me listen to these lyrics. Let me give you my final opinion here. So give me 1 second here. Raise the volume a bit. This is the climax right now. Okay, I think I have a good opinion of what I think about this product. Let me take it off for a moment. Put my microphone back on here. So I think it's time to give you guys my final opinion here. So this is a very intriguing product here. It's definitely a learning curve if you've never used bone conduction before. And I do think it's kind of a primitive technology because there's no way to stretch this thing out. It was definitely tight on my head here. But I always reward innovation, you know. Even though this thing is rough around the edges, man. I mean, there's some major flaws I have to fix. Like, obviously this part doesn't stretch out long enough. And besides that, I did have some issues. I did this off camera, but I did have some issues connecting this to Bluetooth. I had some issues here. It wasn't working the first try. It took me a couple of tries to get this thing to work, you know. And you know, it's imperfect. The actual sound quality itself is not that great. To be honest, the sound quality is not that great. It really, at most, this is an average sounding Bluetooth headset. Obviously, anytime you have Bluetooth, you always have to be a little bit more liberal than if you have a wired connection. That's just how it is. But I mean, this could be better, man. There's definitely flaws. I mean, the bass boost is there. It's not overwhelming, which is nice. I'm glad it's not overwhelming, but I do think it really does need some work. But overall, I understand why this project exists. You know, bone conduction is a very unique type of hearing, and I think it may be better for some people, especially if you have issues with hearing. I think that would be a good use for this product here, because you're not actually using your sound waves, your ears, in a traditional way. It's a very unconventional way. It may help people who have trouble hearing, but I don't know how useful this would be to the average consumer. It still remains to be seen how useful it could be for me and you. But overall, guys, if you are interested in buying this, I will have an Amazon link down below. And if you're an international buyer, I will have a Gear Best link down below. So, got you guys all covered. So make sure you guys subscribe and like for daily news and reviews. Put on the notification bell as well. And also, guys, this was sent to me for review, which means I'm going to have a quality written review on my website tonight or tomorrow. So check it out. So, oh yeah, overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a very intriguing product, and usually I do give a good review if it's the first time I'm reviewing a new technology. So just be aware of that. You know, I'm usually pretty generous because this is new technology, and I like to reward innovation. So keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and thank you, and bye.